1, wake up early, gon' rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gon' rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
I grew up in a place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see. Cause everybody wanna tell you bad things, what could go wrong, what fame brings. But success is a finicky thing, and if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. Run away, I don't have to plan it. I can go, change my fate, you won't understand it. All alone, that's okay, people I can't stand them. They don't want me to change, keep me where I'm standing. And I don't wanna be where I am, and I want something more, take a chance. It could be possibly my last dance, my last dance. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down.
wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Good morning. Happy Saturday. Why is Bullhorn Betty coming on so early this morning? Because I got stuff to do. Good morning, guys. We're going to have a live, and I'm going to have to end the live about 8:30, 8:45. So we have a little time. That's why I started at 7. Sorry, it took me a little bit to get up and running this morning because there was some information coming in last night that I had to review this morning. And of course, takes a little time. So we're going to cover a couple things before we get into KIELY, RODNI, and Sami Smith. I heard people talking in the chat. Something must have happened to make Bullhorn Betty change her position. I really haven't changed my position a whole lot on this case. And we're going to get into it because I have been reviewing stuff with Sami, because I want to know, if the children are responsible, if something else happened, I'm really trying to hone in on where this is going to go. And we all know Adventures with Purpose is currently on the ground. Thank God. We really put a lot of stuff. We don't want to over inflate what they do because they're very good at their job. Just because they don't find anything doesn't mean she's not out there. Okay. Doesn't mean that she's been abducted or anything like that. It doesn't mean that she hasn't. Okay. So a lot of stuff. But we're going to go over my opinion about some new information that was released. And I'm just going to kind of put it all together for you from my perspective. Hopefully it helps. I know not everybody in here has the same perspective as me, right? There's a lot of people that follow Bullhorn Betty that think these children are involved. And I'm not saying they're not. I'm not. That's not what I'm saying. I just have different life experiences that are making me kind of, be a little more conservative in how I approach this particular case because there are so many variables, and that's what's making this case probably hit the top of the everybody's watching this case, everybody's looking at this case, this poor girl, this poor family, just trying to make heads or tails. Something doesn't feel off. We all feel that. I can agree with. We all feel something is not right here. We all feel it, and we're trying to figure out why we feel that way. Is it because we believe the kids did something? Is it because we believe an adult did something? Do we believe that she just drove drunk and had an accident? We don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know where KIELY went. Did she leave the party? And if she left the party, where did she go? What we do have is the fact that her phone went off at 12:33. Another problem is we're hearing from Sami Smith that 12:36 is when she called saying, hey, do you need a ride? And it's like, I don't know what happened. I'm not going to act like I do. I'm not going to act like I know that these children did something. I'm not going to act like I know KIELY did something. I'm not going to act like I know she ran. I don't know any of those. I don't know any of that fact. None of us do. But before we get started, let me just roll out William Tyree. Said it right. Good morning. Julia T. There you are. Something swayed BB's mind from the other day. Kind of, sort of. We're going to talk about it. Good morning, Karen G. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button as you guys start coming into the chat this morning. It'd be great. I also have the StreamYard up at the top. This is an open panel. You're more than welcome to come here. You don't need to show your face on this chat. You need to show it behind the screen if I don't know you. I mean, if I know you, like Amy M, you don't need to show your face because I know it's you. But other people, if you don't want to be on the screen, you can take your camera off, or just let me know before you come up that you don't want to be on the screen, and I'll just show my face so they can just hear your voice. So please don't come on up. If you guys want to come on up. We're going to have a discussion about this. Julie from UK, nice to see you. Anissa, good morning. Pebbles. Lucia, nice to see you. Tammy. Ellie Mae. Sonia. Wicked Death, good morning, love. I know, I like the jam. I've been jamming out to that song for a little while. It's time to start mixing up the music, to keep it new. But I don't know. I just love that Good Day song, me personally. And, I got to get myself energized for this stuff too, right? Swiss Miss, hey, love. How are you? Nancy B. Rodmilla. Miss Robin. Barbara George, good morning. Margaret Allen, good morning. Barbara Warren. Connie, Connie, good morning. I hope you're doing well. We got a lot of prayers this morning for a few of our folks in here that come in here regularly. One is Connie. Connie is going through a very rough time. So if we can just have a moment of silence or just put some prayer hands, let everybody know that you're wrapping her with some love and support as she goes through a very horrible time in her life. Also, our dear friend, Sepsis Kills, Emma, I haven't heard from her. One of her friends actually donated to the trip to Idaho, believe it or not, yesterday or the day before. Well, she said that she knew Emma would want me to have it. Emma's not doing well, and I'm just absolutely terrified because I haven't seen her here I knew something was wrong because Emma is always here, like literally always here. She has been in the hospital, with IVs in her on treatment and, still in here saying hi in the morning. So when I knew I didn't see her for a few days, I knew something was not good at all. And I don't know. I'm just so worried about her, and she's over the pond. It's not like I can just fly out somewhere and go see her and, just sit with her just to be a friend. I can't do that. Christina, nice to see you here this morning. Scarlett, good morning. Pink Phoenix, love, good morning. Callister. I think that's about it. Let me see if you guys had any questions in here. Good afternoon. Did you see the messages between Kate and Evil Exists? Pink Phoenix, stop it! Stop it! Killing my show! No, I'm just joking. Actually, that is the reason why the thumbnail was created was from the Evil Exists video. If you guys haven't watched Evil Exist is an awesome channel. It's not really she doesn't go live. It's more of, it's not a clip channel. It's more of a video channel. And I love how it's put together. I like, it's usually just a simple topic. It's a video for just a few moments, and it just explains that one topic as that creator sees the information. And it's really good information and well thought out. And really enjoy watching the content that comes from Evil Exists. And this is no different. I saw the content. I actually was ready to send her an email this morning, or actually last night, and I kind of held off. I've got some questions for Evil Exists. But before we get started on that, I wanted to kind of refocus back to the Summerwells case just for a moment, if you guys would give me just a few moments of your time, because you guys know, I've really kind of held back. I kept my tongue. I'm upset with Hawkins County. I'm upset with the treatment of Summer Wells' case. We've been talking about it. We're talking about Jennifer Coffindoffer, how she, a retired FBI agent, somebody that knows how to investigate cases, somebody that's trained people in the FBI. She was a trainer. You don't become a trainer without having the knowledge to be a trainer, So I really do like Jennifer Coffindoffer's stance. I like the fact that she is very thoughtful in her responses and but very professional, but she says what she means. And that's what I like about her. She's a professional that kind of cuts through the garbage. I'm not, 100% Jennifer Coffindoffer fan, but I do like her content. I do like her experience. I do like that she is, she's truthful. You know what I'm saying? She's truthful. She doesn't hold back. I'm sure, when you're actually working for the FBI, there's a lot, you got to be very cautious with what you say and stuff like that. She's very cautious with what she says, but she says what she means. And I like that. She's a very blunt person and she does it tactfully. And I think that's what really, I saw Johnny B live stream. It was displayed. It displayed the corruption in Hawkins County. I've got some videos that I held back when we were going out there for the Summer Wells vigil. And here's why. And I think I'm going to go back through them because they're still sitting. I don't know if they're sitting in my members only or my privatized videos, but I need to release those. I did release those, but, we were getting so much heat from people out there that thought we were going out there to they knew we weren't going out there to protest. They just wanted to throw a monkey wrench into the event by stating that. They knew that. They'd lie. They continuously lie to their people with knowing that they're lying. And people just are hook, line, and sinker with it. I don't understand how people could be so naive, but I digress. So, Dolly actually called me on Messenger when I released them. And he's like, Andrew, you're kind of getting all this hate right now. Maybe this is not the time to release these videos. Why don't you pull them until after the candlelight vigil? Okay, I'll pull them. And I pulled them and never, I wanted to really give law enforcement the opportunity, to one, just kind of get off their back a little bit, give them some breathing room to let them do their job. That's really, there was two parts, and I've talked about this publicly, even setting up the Summer Wells case that, we know that Summer Wells needs help. We know we kind of all had an idea of, where we thought, what we thought happened. It was not a whole lot. Make sure you watch the video. I already did. It's already pulled up. It's already, and that's why I'm saying, that's why I'm talking about the Summer Wells case, Robin, is because of this very thing. And so it's one of those things, where we wanted to honor Summer Wells. We wanted to honor the best way we can. Now, mind you guys, True Crime with Eve forked out a mess of money on shirts that she was trying to raise money. That means, recoup her costs and raise money for a nonprofit organization. But the haters out there made that next to impossible. So her $800 shirt order that was supposed to benefit people raising money for nonprofit organizations were hijacked by the haters. Eve had to eat that money. There were a few people that purchased some shirts for the nonprofit, for proceeds to go to the nonprofit. I think she was able, I don't want to put numbers in. Maybe I should stay away from the numbers so I'm not wrong and people don't call me a liar because I made a mistake, right? But the long story short, she was out, I want to say $600 or $700 by the time everything was done. People went on and said, I can't believe they're charging $40 or $35 for a shirt. We're not talking about cheap shirts here, folks. We're talking about custom ink shirts. I don't know if anybody's ever ordered shirts from Custom Ink, but they ain't cheap. Okay. And you're not just talking about custom ink shirts that have print on one side. You're talking about custom ink shirts with screen printing and color on both sides of the shirt. Expensive shirts. So the purpose of this is, I really didn't come out. If you guys would like to donate, please go over to True Crime with Eve. If you would like to help sponsor some of those shirts, they were great. She ate the cost, but it still eats at me. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm pissed off at the haters out there that, always beat up on us. And I'm kind of pissed off at Hawkins County because the whole purpose of that event was, one, to honor Summer Wells, and two, to kind of get, everybody just start taking a step back, taking a breather. And, we want to continue to follow Summer Wells' case, but it was getting so crazy. I just felt that, people just needed to leave law enforcement alone on this case, and just let, stuff like Smiley's story. Many of you guys know, I met her. She's a lovely lady. I like her. I don't get in. I know there was some drama that happened at that candlelight. I don't get into it. Whatever problems she had with Justice for All, I'm sure by now it's already been resolved, whatever. But I never got into it. I like the lady. I don't have any problems with her. And she's been very dedicated in trying to find answers herself, as a lot of people have, So it was very upsetting that, we're giving law enforcement this breathing room, and, we don't have to do that. People act like like the public has to honor law enforcement and their wishes when it comes to open investigations. We do that because we want to, keep the integrity of that investigation, because we truly want the person responsible to come to justice, be brought to justice. But do we have to stay? No, we have constitutional rights that allow us to piss off law enforcement. Okay, let's be honest. They can't tell me I can't go to the police station. They can't tell me I can't write letters to them. They can't tell me I can't speak to people out there. They can't do a damn thing. I have constitutional rights that allow me to do these types of things. And that's the problem and the controversial issues that everybody is up in arms about, because I know my constitutional rights. I exercise my rights, and that's why I do everything above the law. This nonsense about people saying that we're harassing this person, harassing that person. No, we're not. We are following the law. If they don't like the law, then you advocate to change that law. But I can guarantee it's going to be very hard to change our constitutional rights here in the United States. I just want to be very clear. I want to be very clear about this. Okay? This idea that I've got to stay out, or any other creator's got to stay out of this case, is ludicrous. And law enforcement, when you want to start pissing in the Cheerios of people that are trying to help Summer Wells, whether you like it or not, you start getting heat yourself. And this is no different. This here is no different. So Hawkins County, if anybody from Hawkins County is listening, send this video, clip this video, and send it to Ronnie Lawson. Because Ronnie Lawson, I've got a problem here. We are human beings. You have screwed up this case royally. We all know you have. The parents aren't even in jail for the stuff you can prove. You have failed Summer Wells. And the people that are trying to make sure, have transparency, which is required, which is what we ask for, taxpayers. I am a taxpayer of Hawkins County. I am a taxpayer of Hawkins County. Why? Because I contributed and paid taxes in Hawkins County. I've been there 6 or 7 times paying those taxes. I am a taxpayer of Hawkins County. So let me tell you something. When people are looking into this and you are so flippin' disrespectful, shame on you. What you did to Smiley's story is ridiculous. It was insulting. It was offensive. And now you got the YouTube world breathing down your flipping neck again. Why? Because you're pompous, you're arrogant, and you guys are assholes. Get off your butt. Start asking for freaking help. You don't know what you're doing. Let's be honest. When you got legit FBI agents coming out and complaining about the work that you do, quit acting so arrogant and saying, you got this. You do not have this, folks. Hawkins County doesn't have this. What am I so upset about? Let's look. Smiley story. Babe, I'm playing your video. I'm not too worried about you striking me. I know you're good people and you know I'm advocating for you, so I'm not too worried about it. I hope you're actually in the chat today. And I actually would like to have a conversation with you about this. I'd like to bring you on panel to have a conversation about this. And if you can't do it right now, we'll do it another time. Let's look at this.
Man, I got my bail money, but buddy, before that,
Okay.
I don't think this is the time. We're going to see what's going on with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office today. I've been waiting on my mail lady, and she just came, and this is thicker than all get out. So I don't know what is in here. It has not been opened. You're going to find out when I find out. But if they want to call my county that I'm in, I got my bail money. But buddy, before you come to me, I'm sure I'm going to have some rebuttal and some things to say to you.
I think we all do. Don't worry. Don't worry, Smiley. I think we all have plenty of words to say here. So what happened here? I don't want to play the whole 24 minutes because you guys know I'm on a time constraint here. So let me just move on forward, right? Where am I? Let's move on forward. Let's see what she has to say. Let's go back. We'll go for we'll do the next 5 or 6 minutes.
Have people working in your place that's connected to the vice lords and all this stuff.
So Karen Davis, you're lost. Let me bring you up to speed. So many of you guys know I've tried to keep things a distance from Hawkins County. I'm trying to give the law enforcement time to breathe. We're all complaining that, they're not doing their job. Well, Smiley's story has been writing a letter to Hawkins County, asking them questions, wanting to know what's going on, keeping the pressure on, saying, hey, we're still here, doing it in a nonchalant way by using her mailing, sending mail to them, putting a postage stamp on, sending them a letter, signing her name to her letters, asking questions, expecting a professional organization to handle and conduct themselves in professional ways. That's what we expect. When I go there and spend money and pay taxes in their county, I'm expecting my taxes to be utilized in a professional manner. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting the people that are associated with government entities to be respectful to the community and to be respectful to people. I expect the law enforcement people to be respectful to people. But we knew going out there, they do not apply the law appropriately. They're actually violating the constitutional rights in Hawkins County right now because they fail to apply their laws equally across the board. And that's a violation of civil rights. They're picking and choosing who they arrest and who they do not. And they may arrest this guy for a DUI, but may let this guy for a DUI go. That's improper and unconstitutional. So Smiley sent them a letter saying, I don't know what that letter contained. That's one of the reasons why I'd like Smiley on the panel, just to kind of give us some background on this letter and what prompted Hawkins County to respond to her. Right? You know how they responded to her? The most disrespectful way you can respond to anyone, to literally anyone. She's asking questions. She's wanting to know what's going on in this case. Many of you know, a lot of us, we're still following this case, monitoring this case, looking for any new information on this case, but we're not actively pursuing this case. She is still in the active pursuing of information case. She has not given up on writing letters, getting more information, trying to have, open communication with law enforcement about this case. And this is what they do to her.
And be a crooked little boy all you want to. And send people out here to try to scare people into not talking or looking for Summer. My question is, why do you not want Summer found? Are you scared of all of your bullshit?
And that's another thing I want to talk to her about. Who's driving around? What law enforcement agency is causing this pressure? And you know what? I think this is a direct result. I don't know if Cliff Evans would allow this, but I don't know. I want to know who did, because believe me, they're getting a call from Bullhorn Betty sometime today. And if I can't get a hold of somebody today, baby, wait until Monday morning. We will go live with my disdain for what they did to Smiley. We will do that.
Shit will come out in the light. Like I said in my letter to you, why don't you let somebody else take over this case?
Amen.
I might not need to be in it, but you don't need to be in it either.
Amen.
We got Kylie, RODNI. Look at them doing the press conference and bringing out information.
Getting the community involved.
You know, this is a new case nationwide. You haven't done nothing. Nothing. None of y'all have. Why have you not eliminated people?
Good point.
The first thing you should do, instead of talking about YouTube people and creators, well, why are we out here doing your job?
You know what? I think the reason why they're bitching so much about YouTube creators, instead of staying in their own lane and doing their own investigation, they act like they're the only people that have to deal with freaking YouTubers in their case. But many of these other people can handle it. Why can't Hawkins County? Because they screwed up their job so bad. They screwed up this case so bad. They have to find someone to point the finger at, because they will never say they did anything wrong. Ever. It's those damn YouTubers. They're going to be parroting Candace Harrer. Them YouTubers. Them horrible YouTubers. They derailed this investigation, right? Okay, well, you know, there's investigations going on all over this country, and YouTubers are involved in just about every one of them. So please explain to me why those things are still moving forward, but Summer Wells is not. I'm going to get off this just a little bit. So the long and short of this story, because we need to get on to Kylie RODNI. The long and short of this story, they sent her employment applications. Not just one, not just two, not just three. Basically, hey, if you think you can do better, fill out an employment application. How insulting is that? If I lived in that community, my ass would be in Hawkins County Sheriff's Department right now, raising holy hell inside that lobby. You know why I can do that? Because I can. It's my constitutional right to be able to speak freely in this country, as long as I follow the law while doing it. Hawkins County, you're very lucky, because I'm telling you, Cliff, John, you send me some bullshit like that when I send you questions, you're going to see me in your lobby. I'll tell you that right now. I will be on a live broadcast in your lobby demanding an explanation to that nonsense right there. Total BS. Now, instead of Don Wells and Candace Bly playing pranks and games, now we got it coming out of Hawkins County. Congrats. Congrats. Way to go, Hawkins County. Now you got me back into this nonsense. You know, I'm not going to stand around and listen to this. Let the egos go. It's now a 6-year-old child that probably is gone. And you guys want to play games like this and be that disrespectful to people that have spent just as much time working this. You are not the only ones. You're not the all ins and be alls of this case. It's not happening. You don't talk and treat people that disrespectfully. You just don't. You just don't. Applications, maybe some of you guys need to have your applications reviewed. Maybe it's time that Hawkins County starts reprimanding this kind of behavior. This is unprofessional. This is disgusting. And you guys have the world looking on your county and you have no problem acting like this. What is wrong with you? Seriously. I digress. Yeah. It was YouTubers that have provided the majority, because nobody's talking to these law enforcement agents. You know what, law enforcement agents, you want clues to this case? Maybe go look at those YouTube channels that you have dislike for so much. Maybe go look at those interviews, because those interviews were a hell of a lot more inclusive than any interview you probably have done with any of these people. Get off your asses, quit being insulting to the public at large, and start doing your job. Hawkins County has never seen a protest from Bullhorn Betty, despite what the haters say. Hawkins County Sheriff has never seen a protest by Bullhorn Betty. Oh, share. Smiley's story. You know, she's been writing Hawkins County, letters, asking them questions. She's been doing this for quite some time. This is nothing new. And what they did this time is they sent her a thick envelope with a bunch of applications in it, employment applications. Now, if that's not some pompous, egotistical, small-minded, little man syndrome type of BS, I don't know what is. There's no way a lady did that. There is no way a lady did that at all. That was done by a man. No respecting lady would have done something like that. I'm sorry. Hey, Johnny. Nice to see you. Well, I'm telling you, you know what? It doesn't really matter. What is upsetting me is that we have the public out here asking legit questions that they are under FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, are required to answer and required to give a response. These are laws that are in place for transparency for the public. Many of you guys know I'm an expert at public records requests. I haven't done them in a while, but been doing them for years. So they are required to respond. This is disgusting. They sent her employment applications. Like, I would have rather have a snooty letter than a bunch of employment applications. If I had an employment application sent to me like that, you bet your bottom dollar, my ass would be driving 12 hours. I would be sitting inside of Hawkins County Police Department, Sheriff's Department, literally right now, demanding to speak to somebody in charge, raising all kinds of crap in there, saying this is absolutely disrespectful. Somebody's coming out here. Somebody is literally walking their ass out here and going to apologize to me, to my face and on camera. Bring them out. Smiley, get your butt up and get down there and raise holy hell. Record it. Yeah, tell me about it. Yes. Can you share, think about it. Can you imagine getting employment applications as a response to a request for information, having your questions answered by Hawkins County? And it was probably something like, how many man hours were in there? What are you guys doing? Do you guys have any, upcoming searches? I don't know what her questions were. I don't know. I really don't. Maybe she was saying, hey, did you look into this? Did you look into that? They seem to be very frustrated when anybody asks them any questions about what they're doing. And we have that video, and I ran it once before, of John Pruitt being on the news organization and the disdain he had for the organizations he was working with, like at the FBI, TBI. Then we had that last press conference, and it looked like Hawkins County and TBI were just in the back room duking it out before they had come out for that final press conference. We've had literally no flipping updates on Summer Wells. None. Since June 15th when we did the candlelight vigil. We haven't, and I talked about it yesterday. And then I hear about this nonsense today. If I would have known about this, she's had this video up for 5 days. I just ran across it because Miss Robbins sent it to me. I'd be pissed. I would literally be pissed. In other news, though, and then we'll get into the topic of our conversation. In other news, This is a sad story. This is out of Texas. This beautiful woman here. You know, guys, we advocate against domestic violence on this channel. Many of you guys know I was standing in front of Gabby Petito, Brian Laundrie's house, fighting for Gabby Petito when she was missing, trying to find out where the hell Brian Laundrie was. We were out there for 5 weeks, every single day. Domestic violence is real. Domestic violence is lethal. And this is a very, very sad story of a woman. And this is a bright, beautiful woman. I mean, not just the looks and the cute dog and the appearance of the perfect life. She was an award-winning teacher in Texas. She was shot to death by her boyfriend. And her daughter is obviously no longer has a mom. And so this is just I don't want to go through this story. If you guys want to see it, you guys can read it. It's I don't even know how to say that name, but her ex-boyfriend is Eric Rivez. So if you guys would like to have any more, he's in jail right now, held on a $500,000 bond. That's what I'm talking about. That's a kind of bond that people need to have. Not that's $10,000 nonsense. But anyways, just a beautiful lady that lost her life to domestic violence. So anybody that's suffering from domestic violence, please reach out for resources. If you don't know where to start, you can reach out to me, bullhornbetty@gmail.com, and I'm happy to provide you any resources to get you out of any kind of bad situation that you may be in. We are here to help our audience if you are struggling or suffering. We just don't help, victims that aren't here anymore. We like to help the people so they don't become the victims to begin with. And this is a good step in the right direction. So if anybody is suffering from domestic violence, the first step is to acknowledge that that's what it is. The second step is to start finding resources and getting yourself out of that environment. So what has made Bullhorn Betty kind of change positions? What is up with this thumbnail? So you've been advocating since this thing, stay away from the kids. It's most likely, child getting behind a wheel and, something happened because she's intoxicated. That's what I think. I still think that. It's not the only thing I think, though. I look at probabilities. I look at what could have happened, what would make sense. That's not the only thing that makes sense, right? Another thing that makes sense is that she was abducted by somebody at the party. Another possibility is that the friends conspired to take her out for some stupid, petty, childhood nonsense garbage. Okay, it's happened. Right? It's happened. But what really pushed me over the edge to start thinking, okay, people have been saying Sami has been lying. They believe she has been blind for the majority. I don't think everybody believes this, but the majority. They think she is lying because she had something to do with the disappearance of KIELY. I still don't think I'm still not there yet. I don't want to say she didn't because I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't, to me, I'm not feeling it. I'm not getting that vibe. But we know she's lying. We know Sami is lying about something. We know she's guilty of something. What is it? I had a new perspective that came in last night in my brain, and it's not what you guys may think. Just a new perspective. So I'm kind of going back and forth with, the possibilities of what happened to her, where she could be. She has many red flags. Absolutely, Cher. Absolutely. And Johnny B and Cher, if you guys want to pull up, the link, I got it tagged up at the front and come on panel, you're more than welcome to. I'd love to have this conversation. So, but my thing is now that I'm looking at this, we were always honing in on the lawyer and the PI for the parents. I can't remember if mom's the lawyer or the PI. I can't remember if dad's the lawyer or the PI, but Sami's parents, one of them's a PI and one of them's an attorney. So we hear, I have no documentation, no information that tells me that is absolutely 100% true. I heard that from somebody that heard that from somebody that heard that from somebody that heard that from somebody. You know what I'm saying? So is it true? I don't know. But if it is, maybe that explains a little bit about why she's lying. This is what I found out. I found out Sami Smith was one of the organizers of that party. I also know, based upon, we're going to read this here or watch this in just a second. This is with Evil Exists. Love Evil Exists. She reached out to Kate, and the conversation with Kate kind of brought me to this point. And it's that, yes, I believe Sami is lying. I believe Sami is lying about the events that took place that night with KIELY. But I think she's lying for different reasons than her taking this girl out that she barely knew. Every time we hear about Sami, we realize Sami and KIELY weren't as close as many people were led to believe. It sounds to me that KIELY and Sami only knew each other, acquaintance-wise, from going to different parties together. It sounds to me like KIELY was a little bit, she liked partying with friends. We also have some other information. So let's just get to the first one. Let's talk about it. I'm not going to play the entire Evil Exists video. I'm just going to play a couple segments of it. If you guys would like to see the entire clip, please go over to to Evil Exists to watch the entire clip. I'm literally taking just the text message portion out of it so we can talk about it, because this is where the important information came. At least for me, my perspective has changed because of this text message, but I don't know if she's still lying because of the reason we think she's lying. A lot of people believe she's responsible for KIELY's disappearance. I don't see that in her. I really don't. I could be wrong. I could be losing my touch. It happens. Right? Let's see. So here it is. Let's just talk about this. So this is a conversation he's having with Kate. Evil Exists. She says, I was not at the party. KIELY and Sami were never really friends. Mags is her best friend. Okay? Mags is her best friend. So we know for a fact that Magdalene, is KIELY's best friend. It is not Sami, it's Magdalene. And I'm sure Magdalene is feeling really bad that this Sami chick is up there and every single news outlet has Sami flagged as her best friend when it really is Mags. So let's keep going. KIELY and I are really close friends. So Kate is saying that, not only is Mags one of her really close friends, I'm one of her really close friends. Sami's not really friends with her. So it sounds to me like Sami is more of an acquaintance. We're gonna keep going. This is gonna get a little saucy.
KIELY are close friends, and Kate was not at the party that night. However, she shared with me that KIELY and Sami were never really friends.
And here's another one. Did KIELY hang out with Sami often? Because she said they became really close in the recent months. So confusing, right? No, Sami and KIELY never hung out. These are the text message that Evil Exists has with Kate. And I believe Kate.
Which I find really interesting. Kate said that Sami and KIELY never hung out, and Sami only took the lead because she was the one that put the party together.
So here it is. Sami only took the lead because she put the party together. Oh, was it her party? Why do you think she left KIELY there? Is that normal because you all arranged to go home by yourselves usually? Or do you also find that odd? She says, I also found that odd. Really? She shouldn't have left KIELY alone. This is coming from Kate. And we're probably going to hear Evil Exists say this whole thing.
She said she also finds it odd that Sami left KIELY alone at the party, and she should have never done that. I totally agree. It's girl code. I remember back when I was in high school. We would go somewhere as a group and leave together. We would never leave a friend behind. It just doesn't feel right to do that. Another rumor that should be put to rest is that Jagger, KIELY's ex-boyfriend, and Sami never dated. They were not even friends. Kate also shared that Sami and Kylie went to the same parties a lot, but not necessarily together.
So there it is. It sounds to me like she knew Sami from going to the parties. Now, I still believe Sam is guilty of something, but what? So we've got Sami. She's putting together this party, okay? So that tells me if she's putting together a big shindig, she's probably a popular girl. If she is able to, at her age, get 300 people to a party from all different areas, she is probably a pretty popular girl. Probably somebody that a little 16-year-old girl looks up and aspires to be. Probably, maybe, could she be the one that's dealing stuff at these parties? That's one perspective. The other perspective that I think is more in line is that she has a lawyer as a parent. When this child went missing, I don't know if anybody's ever heard mitigating circumstances. It's when you do wrong, you try to mitigate your liability. You do everything you can to stop the damage. So I'm wondering if her parents didn't say, you better get off your butt and go do everything you can to help this woman because you set up the party. You had those people there. You had underage drinking at your party. You have all this stuff. You can be charged with these crimes. You are already on record as an adult saying that you were drinking out of the same glass that Kylie was, and it was liquor. You are contributing to the delinquency of a minor. You are an adult. Mind you, Sami is also underage drinking, but she's still an adult contributing to the delinquency of a minor. And I'm wondering if her parents did not sit down and have that coming to Jesus conversation with her and tell her, you better get your ass out there and try to find this girl, because this is going to come back on you. And maybe that's why she organized all this stuff. She is mitigating her liability. I truly believe that. Maybe that's the reason why she's lying about everything. She's lying about, being friends with her. She's trying to make it out that she was with her, that she was taking care of her, that she was protecting her, that, that this girl wasn't, getting out of control. She's lying about all these things. She's lying about all these things, but could she be lying? And is she guilty of something, but not guilty of hurting Kylie? We know she's guilty of leaving a friend behind. We know she's guilty. And then let's read this. We want to know the state of mind. And many people believe, let me read this. And then once I read this, we're going to go through the stuff that that people are saying. One thing that bothers me is people coming out and saying they didn't know Kylie from Adam, yet were watching her as close as they did, as close as I think you misspelled. They knew she was missing. No way they seen her in any other state, they claim. No, she's not in any other state. She's not in any other state. I don't believe that. I don't believe she ran away. Guys, because, and here, let me read this to you guys. This came to me. This is Chronicles of Olivia clipped this and sent this over to me. I thought it was important. I wanted to read it to you. Earlier today, I met a couple whose daughter is friends with a girl that attended the party. They were talking, and the girl said she saw KIELY there. RODNI was extremely out of it. They're saying that RODNI was extremely out of it. RODNI could not speak and could barely walk. The girl and her parents met with LE and reported this. Supports the theory that Kylie was drugged, probably roofied. Not necessarily, and we're going to get into that. And also bring into question once again why Sami kept saying she drank everything Kylie drank. Again, preservation, covering your own ass, making sure that people can't say that this, she's got some liability on her right now. Sami Smith has some civil liability on her at this moment. I don't know if it rises to the level of criminality. Well, some of her actions do, such as, knowing her being an adult and sharing alcoholic beverages with a minor. That is illegal in all states, not just California. So there are other things going on here, but it makes me wonder. We know that there was alcohol out there. We know that there was shrooms out there. We know there was cocaine out there. We know that there was marijuana out there. Those are in and of themselves enough to make somebody barely walk and could barely talk. I don't know how many people out there has done shrooms before, but I have. I don't know how many people out there that's done cocaine before. I have. I don't know how many people out there that has drank themselves into a stupor. I have. I have. So I know that this girl could have been completely screwed up, effed up, out of her mind, just on the substances at the party. No Rufinol needed. No Rufinol needed whatsoever. But she was to the point, and this angers me absolutely the most, that she was described. Let's listen to this again now. Mind you, Sami said she was visibly intoxicated, so much so that she did not want to get a ride with KIELY, so she got another ride with somebody else because it was safer, right? It was safer. So why didn't you go get this girl and take her with you? I'm angry about that. I don't think Sami has ever explained that. But then you hear, let's read this again. Let's see to the caliber of the person that Sami walked off and left alone at this large party. Ready? Kylie was extremely out of it. So Sami does acknowledge that she was intoxicated. That's why she chose not to get a ride with Kylie RODNI. But we didn't know to the tune of how intoxicated this little girl was. She was so out of it, she could barely speak and barely walk. And Sami said, "Oh, can't get a ride with her. Guys, let's go. She's fine. She's fine. Let's go." And I guarantee she's probably sitting in that car as they're driving off. "Oh, that little girl's such a drunk bitch." I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And I get you, Georgia. I'm on the fence. Like, I don't think these kids conspired to get this girl gone. I think it was a perfect storm of events where nobody gave a damn about this girl at that party. They were there, they were hanging out, they were having fun, but nobody cared about her well-being. Everybody, Sami herself, only gave a shit about her own hide. She asked this girl for a ride. When this girl got too intoxicated, it's like, she can't give me a ride anymore. Can you guys give me a ride? Yeah, screw her. Let's go. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. So I really do. I know I've looked at these videos. I see what you guys are seeing. I see it. I see these lies. I see these inconsistent statements. A lot of the inconsistent statements, in my opinion, could be explained by teenagers being intoxicated. A lot of it can be explained very easily just by having teenagers intoxicated, right? Teenagers intoxicated don't necessarily pay attention to the stuff around them. They're not thinking. They're out there they're probably not even realizing how effed up they're getting because they're out there having so much fun and just tossing stuff back until it hits them. And so now we know that she is so intoxicated that she can barely walk, barely talk, which puts her in a very vulnerable situation for prey, such as older men or other teens at that party. So I really think that Sami's lying for a lot of different reasons than the ones that we're looking at. For example, I think she truly realizes how much liability she has right now on her shoulders. And I think she's truly trying to mitigate those circumstances. But the only way she can mitigate those circumstances is by lying. Because all these things she's saying she did to protect KIELY, she didn't. They knew each other from, going to parties here and there, running into each other. Yeah, they're friendly at parties. Many of us have those people where we show up and everybody's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? How you doing? But they're not people that we hang out with. They're not people that I would invite to my house to break bread with. They're people I see, you know, when I'm out and about. I don't know. How do you guys feel? For those that are in here, we got the link up there at the top of the I almost left the studio. We almost shut down the show. Oops, I almost did the wrong button. Sorry about that. So again, we're finding out, and this is coming from friends that we know are friends with Kylie. Kate is friends with Kylie. Mags is friends with Kylie. Jagger is the ex-boyfriend of Kylie. Who the F is Sami? Who the F is Sami? Where did she come from? She's nothing but a party organizer. She's a partier. That's it. She didn't care about this girl. She may feel bad. You know who cares about this girl? Her best friend Mags, that doesn't get to see her best friend anymore. That's what somebody that cares about this girl. Her friend Kate, that doesn't get to see. Do you think Sami gives a shit about her? Sami did not give a shit about this girl, so much so she left her at a party where she could barely talk and barely walk. That's not a friend. Definitely not a best friend. Yeah, Lex, you just missed it. I did. I showed the From Evil Exists. I just showed them. That's where this whole conversation came from. But that's not a best friend. Best friends don't leave you at parties barely walking. You know, and I did give, you know, a pass the other day. I'm like, you know, I've never been left at a party where I could barely talk or walk. My friends would never put me in a position like that, ever. Have I been left drinking at parties and being a little tipsy and intoxicated? Yes, I have. Have I done it to others? I'm probably sure I have. But I would never leave somebody at a party by themselves. I would never do that. And nobody ever did that to me. Even when I was left, I was around people I knew well. It wasn't like they left me at a party completely inebriated for somebody else to take care of me or for me to take care of myself in my inebriated state. That's never happened to me. I've never done that to anybody else. I got friends that, you know, when things were popping off, I could call them. They'd pick me up. I didn't need to rely on anybody if I didn't want to. But here in this situation, Sami is actually acting like she is the best friend of this. You're not her best friend. You're not even a friend. Because if this text is true, that she could barely walk and talk, and you saw that and turned around and got in a car and left her out there at a party that you set up, yeah, you got some liability there, girlfriend. So I keep wondering, you know, we keep hearing about this attorney for a parent. Is this whole thing just show so it can minimize her liability in this case? I think it is. I'm still not to the point where I truly believe that Magdalene, Sami, now mind you, I don't really care for Sami. I don't care for her kind. I don't. Because she reminds me of a woman that's in everything for herself. Kylie's good for her if she can give her a ride home. But when she's no longer able to give her a ride home, she's disposable. She just moves over to somebody else and doesn't even care about her well-being. That's not a friend. That's not a friend. Evil as this has just popped out a new video on Jagger, the boyfriend. Yeah, I know, but see, I would like to play it on here, but there's, you know, we have respect for each other and respect for creators. That's why I never, ever, like, I'll play segments up there, unless it's like JLR or Olivia, you know, somebody I work with that tells me I can play their whole video on here. I try to tend not to do that. I try to take the segments that I need and let them. So if there's a new video out on the boyfriend, guys, you heard it here, go over to Evil Exists and watch it. Maybe tomorrow I'll pull a segment out of there and we'll have a conversation about it. But, you know, Evil Exists works very hard on these videos, and we have come to enjoy them. So get over there and support that channel. Did you see the TikTok video that was out? It was Sami first, and then it said it wasn't her. Yes, it's about the whole. I don't think it said killing the best friend. They were playing around, beating up, talking about beating up best friends and stuff like that. It was I looked at it as satire. I didn't really take a whole lot of stock in it. A lot of people take a lot of stock in more things than I do, but I try to there's a lot of noise in this case, a lot of noise, a lot of information that's just irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion. So I still believe KIELY got behind the wheel of her car. I still kind of just have that in the pit of my stomach, especially if she was so drunk, she was not thinking clearly. She was not thinking that she was too intoxicated. She was probably telling her, like I had, many of you guys know my story. I've told myself many, many times, I got this. Popeye. I can get it. I can get home, right? Thank God I don't do this shit anymore, right? But there was once upon a time. We don't make smart decisions under the influence of alcohol. We just don't. And we think we got it. We think we got it. Once you get to a certain point of intoxicity, your brain is just shot. I'm sorry. I was going to offer to show him around since I'm just 5 minutes away. Well, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't even know he was going there. We just aren't collaborating like we once did. So he's kind of doing his own thing. I knew he was going up there. I thought he was going to Rogersville. I didn't know he was going to Wisconsin. So how in the day and age does a human being an entire... Well, here's the thing. I don't know how much you guys have looked into stuff like this. I have. And I've have personal experience from growing up and dealing with this very thing on multiple occasions, which is sad because I've lost friends, right? I've lost people I've known. And it was hard for me as a teenager going through that. And I can't imagine what her true friends are going through right now. But it's kind of crazy because even in ours, we, after going through that sorrow, we as young kids were very... we just got back to life, while these people were still struggling and stuff. It's a kid thing. We got back to life. Do we still think about them? Of course. Like here I am 43 and this happened when I was 15 or 16 years old. So it does stick with you. It sticks with you, but it's kind of crazy. As a teenager, I kind of got through it a lot quicker than I get through a lot of stuff this day and age. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we're just more resilient there, if we just get on with life easier because we have friends and we're so busy. And, when we get older, we slow down and we ponder life a lot more. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but, I've experienced this with friends. I've lost friends that went out to Rye Road, got completely inebriated and tried to drive. I had a friend that had to spend 10 years in jail because he was the driver of that very car that killed another one of our friends. That was very hard. So I do, there's a couple things that I always thought, and I always wanted to know, and nobody's ever been able to answer. Did anybody else disappear that night? Even an adult? Did somebody maybe, potentially say, hey, I'll give you a ride home, or just go to my house and we'll come back here, or I'll drive you to the house and you can just drive from the house to your house. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Did something like that happen where she went off the road somewhere 35 minutes in a different direction that nobody's looking at? But this idea that people that you're going to see, there's many wrecks that have happened, especially on back roads. And this is back roads. Let's be honest, that there was no sign of a car leaving the road. Think about it. If you pass out behind the wheel of a car, you're not in any ability to hit a brake to make a skid mark. Unless there's trees there, you're not going to see a car going down. If there's leaves and other things, just because you think that there's going to be tire impressions doesn't mean there's going to be tire impressions. Some ground is just so hard, no matter how hard, no matter what you drive over, unless it's a big old tractor, it ain't making an impression. It's very easy to make cars disappear. We've watched it. Any lake, stream, or anything that's deep enough that can swallow a car, that's a great place. And I'm pretty sure people know how to dispose of something around in that area. So if it is somebody that did something to her, but there's just something in my mind, especially every time I hear more and more about her, there's just something in my mind that tells me she is somewhere inside of her car. Not that the car's got split up, not that she's chained in a basement somewhere. And, I'm just not there yet. I'm just not there yet. I don't know how other people feel. And people, there are a lot of opposing my opinion makes for great debate. So if you think I'm completely off base, call in. Let me pull the phones up. You got the link up at the top for the chat. The phones are on. Are they on? Give me just a second. Are we on? Where's my? Oh, we're not on. There we go. Okay, phones are on. Phones are on. Please call in. Let me know your thoughts. I'm very interested in what you think happened. There's the number. If you guys would like to come up on panel, I like people on my panel with me as well, so I'll leave it up to you. Hey, Toaster. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what's going on with me. It's coffee, I guess. Hey, Toaster Evan. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. Why didn't Mags help Kylie get home? She wasn't there, Susie Sue. This is the thing. Mags was never planning on staying at that party. That's what people aren't getting. Mags was gone literally within 10 minutes. She was literally gone within 10 minutes of the thing. Let me see if I can pull that up. Give me just a second. I've got the... Where is it? She sent it to me on Messenger. There it is. Give me just a second. See which one this one was. Recall the night. Recall the night. Let me see if I can. Sorry, guys. I gotta find it. There it is. So I want you guys to hear this. It's going to have to play.
Hey, my name is Brian Page, and I teach people how to make money with Airbnb without actually having to. Eric, behind me, you will.
All right. So I want you guys to hear this. So she was never planning on staying. Let me get to the right spot. 207. Okay.
Larger than ever expected. Within the only 10 minutes that I was there, I literally.
The only 10 minutes I was there. She was never planning on staying. Even when she went to the party, it was from my understanding, she had already told Kylie that she was waiting for her boyfriend. As soon as her boyfriend got there, her and her boyfriend were leaving. They weren't planning on staying there. She was never planning. She didn't leave her friend. She went to the party with her friend for the ride away from the party. It was never that she was ever going to stay there.
Literally had a group of 5 guys try to come get me to take as many bong rips as I could, forcefully without my boyfriend present. There was a lot of guys that.
So I'm not sure, I think Dolly has gone over this extensively. I doubt they were forcefully trying to shove a bong to her face. They were probably saying, hey guys, here, take a hit, take a hit. And she's like, oh, okay. Oh no, I'm done. Oh no, take some more. It's probably something like that. But nobody's going to force you to smoke pot. I mean, they're going to be like, you don't want it? Fine, I'll go pass it to somebody else. I mean, come on. Nobody's going to be sitting there. What do? Put a gun to her head? Hold her down and shove the bong to her face? I mean, come on. That's not true. And then when another segment of this, they were talking about how the party got out of control, and they were scared because there was older people there. I call BS on that. We saw the photos from this party, and I'm sorry, those young kids were having the time of their life. Not one person in any of those photos had any body language issues related to being in fear. They all seemed like they were happy-go-lucky, that they were just having the time of their life, no worries in the world that night. And then because she's missing, oh, well, it's the older people out there, we were scared, there was, guys all over. It's a party. And it's a party that Sami set up. And it's not the first party Sami set up. So I think we're pretty used. I mean, we're 16, 17, 18. I think we know how parties go at this point. I'm just saying. At 16, I knew how to party. I'm sorry. So, yeah, she's got some acne on her face, and people were trying to say that I feel so bad for her. People can be so vicious. She's a 16-year-old girl. Acne comes with the territory, folks. I hate to break the news to you. Some have it worse than others. Some have it way worse than others. Subscribed. Oh, thank you, Ravage. It's nice to see you, Juju. I think they are all full of crap. They are lying. I believe I think we can all conclude that the kids out here at this party aren't being truthful. I think that we can conclude that. So hold on a second. Let me get over there. Amy, my friend Amy, how are you doing, babe?
Hi again. I figured I'd call you because I have to wake up to have my coffee now too. I got stuff to do now.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as they were saying that Sami was setting up the parties.
Mm-hmm.
What's shocking to me is that we were her parents. Wouldn't like if you're an attorney and you have these professional parents, why would you let your child, I don't care how old they are, set up parties?
Did you hear my mother yesterday, Amy?
What is this?
Did you hear my mom yesterday when Mama Bullhorn called in?
I had to go. My daughter was asking me. I think my daughter got me to do something in the middle of that.
Yeah. So I asked my mom. I said, Mom, because everybody. I said, do you think these a-holes out here are going to be able to control me? She's like, I couldn't even control you as a teenager. Hell no.
No, but how do they set the I don't know. I could never do that.
Yeah.
When I was younger, we could never, I don't know, but it's I would be found out to set up a party. No, we wouldn't be able to do that because we're in my town. The police would be there. They would patrol everything. I just don't understand. Why weren't the police there patrolling these areas, especially on a Saturday night? None of it makes any sense to me.
Well, you got to remember, Sami was 18 years old, so I don't think that she was confiding in her parents about her comings and goings as, say, a 16 or 15-year-old.
But the fact is that to me, if they live with you under your roof, and when things are not in their or whatever, if the stuff is in your name, if you have a car in your name and they're driving it, you'll lose your house.
Yeah.
Something happens. I just don't understand, but I'm curious as to what's going to happen with the search today.
Yeah, I am too. But guys, don't expect results. I mean, they've got a lot of planning. This is, when you're dealing with, sectioning off and doing a thorough search of, especially a waterway, a water body. I mean, this is not something that's going to be done in 24 hours. I mean, you're talking.
I agree. I agree.
A massive undertaking for this team, Adventures with Purpose. And this is not going to be something where they're going to go out there and it's like, boom, they've got something. If this is going to, I have a funny feeling they're going to be out there for days.
Of course. And the other thing, can I just give Kev an idea?
Yeah.
I don't know if you would accept this, but I would love it, if you would call, say, the on live and call the governor of Tennessee.
Yeah.
And tell them, or the attorney general, and give them what's been going on. I've been tweeting at the governor. I called them. Other people have said they've done that, but I'm just at this point, when a county is behaving that way and doing that to that lady, they need to be shut down or taken over.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I agree. And
it needs to be total audit, total evisceration of that whole office of the sheriff's office. They need to. The county needs to be totally looked into, and if they're inept and unable to serve their community or serve the people, it's time to end the county. My opinion.
Yeah. And how do you feel about Smiley Stories World? Smiley Stories World.
I've never heard of anything. It's like saying, do you know what it reminds me of? Like if you go and you keep writing a letter to a doctor, and you say, I don't like how you've treated my kid. You didn't follow up. You didn't do the right thing. I don't like how you're not listening to me when I go to the doctor's office when my kid has these complaints. This would be just like saying, oh, you want to come work for us? No, I'd be like, no, I'm not the doctor. You have to do your job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, to me, that's the only kind of parallel I could make with that situation. But I think that was totally egregious. I think that the governor or whoever, if there's an inspector general, I don't know if there's a person that oversees counties in the
well,
state.
You know what? Smiley needs to file complaints with the state attorney. She needs to file complaints at the governor's office, and she needs to file complaints with TBI. That was totally and wholly unprofessional.
Right. But I think the attorney general too, because there has to be something illegal with that.
Yeah.
Something that you have to these are low-lying fruit. You got to really go to the top. You really got to go to the higher up people in government, because they're not acting right and they're not serving the people.
I almost want to write them a letter and see if they send me a freaking employment application. That'll be the day.
Can you imagine? Oh my God.
I would be in my car driving up there on fumes to get there just to tell somebody about themselves.
Oh my God, I'm telling you. But it's just, I don't know. That's all I had to say. But let's see what happens today with the search. Have a good day now.
You too, Amy.
Bye.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Our friend Amy. So, and we're talking about, for those that are just kind of coming in, what she was talking about was the Summer Wells case, because at the beginning of this segment, I covered some updates on Summer Wells. And one of those was Smiley Story has been writing letters, asking questions to law enforcement related to the Summer Wells case. And instead of them respectfully writing her back, they send her like 4 or 5 employment applications to fill out. And it's like, how dare you? This is not an effing game. And you guys are doing nothing. They're acting no better than Don and Candace Wells with their games and pranks. It is completely disgusting to me. And then we have this whole RODNI case that we are, covering and talking about and, going over. And we know that the kids are lying. We know that. We know Sami is guilty of something. But what is she guilty of? I'm just not willing to stretch that she's guilty of taking a girl out. I just don't see it in her. Sometimes I get these vibes, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'm so far off base, it's not even funny. And that's okay. Everybody is, right? We have some ones, some right ones, wrong ones, somewhere in between. It's just the way it works. Our likes are down, folks. We got almost 300 people in the chat. If you haven't had an opportunity, please go out now and thumb this video up. And also, when you're done giving me a thank you, and the mods, thumbs up are not just for me, they're for my mods too. They do an amazing job here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. But tell us thank you. And once you're done, come back in here and tell us where you're from. So go out there, like this video, and then come in here and tell me what state or country you reside in, as we say hi to everybody from all over the world. Brian Joe, if Sami is guilty of anything, it's not making her younger friends be a safe ride at home. Exactly. That's kind of where I kind of am going with this. I'm still not there with the whole kids, made this elaborate plan. It sounded like a lot of people made some really poor decisions, and now KIELY is missing. And I hope So we got some Florida, Northwest Florida, Massachusetts, Texas, Pennsylvania, Maine, London, New York. We got some Smoky Mountains, Tennessee. I need to go to the mountains and just R&R, unplug. Massachusetts, Minnesota, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We got some Alabama in the house. Georgia, Kentucky. We got some friends from neighbors in Florida, some Tennessee. We got a lot of Tennessee. Nice. Nebraska, RTR. We got Illinois. Are those elephants? So we got Illinois with elephants. We got some England, upstate New York, USA. Oh, Bulgaria. Nice. Welcome. Thank you for watching. Illinois, Kansas, Australia. Ooh, I love Australia. Canada. Nice. Chicago, Eastern Tennessee, New York. Some more friends from Florida. And of course, Roll Tide. Betty, what does it say? Betty is worldwide out here. How cool. Yes, I am worldwide. We got Florida, Scotland, Maryland, North Carolina, Palm Beach, baby. Where were you when I was sweating my arse off in West Palm? Reading, Pennsylvania. I have been to Reading, Pennsylvania. And I can't remember if it was Reading or another one. I did not realize. I remember going to, and I think it was Reading. I keep thinking it's Reading. I could be wrong. Fix me if I'm wrong. But I went to a few little things, and I got out of my car and about, maybe it's not Reading. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Pew. Because I didn't realize how many mushroom farms were around Pennsylvania. So I get out, I'm like, what's that smell? Oh my God. They're like, oh, those are mushrooms. What? Mushrooms? What kind? They're the kind you eat. Like, they have mushroom farms there, but they're in these buildings, and it has this. Anyways, I can't remember if it was Reading that had the mushroom farms, or if it was another one. But I was in Reading, Pennsylvania. It was different. Toledo, Ohio, Scotland, Oklahoma, Michigan, whoop, whoop, whoop. West Palm, Alabama, Connecticut, sunny Florida. Oh, hey, Baby Yoda. It's been a little minute. Nice to see you. Northern Mississippi, Arizona, Port St. Lucie. That's here. Oh, that's your mom. Wow, your mom's doing good. 92. Nice. Yes, mushrooms. Yeah. You know what? I was in, like, that place, like, that name sticks with me. I was in Reading, Pennsylvania, and geez, I want to say I was 19 or 20. Like, it made that much of an impression on me. And I remember I was dating a guy by the name of Jeff Branch, I believe it was, and we were up visiting his mom, and she had to drive my car. I was driving a Nissan Altima. It was a, manual shift. Yes, I know how to drive manual shift. I'm not actually prefer it, but I've got, automatic now, but I much rather prefer drive because anyways. So, but it was back roads, and she just zoom. So I was scared. Like, you're looking off the ledge of this thing and it goes down, not just 30 feet. Like, you can't see the bottom. And she's just driving around here, and I'm just like holding on for dear life. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. But I love the state. Love the state. Maryland. Oh. Susanna from Louisiana. Northern Mississippi. Nice to see you. That's around the age there and first experience mushroom. It's so pungent. Yeah, I know. I was like, whoa, what is that? But it's funny because you adjust to it, believe it or not. It's like that initial shock, and if you stick around there for more than a day, you're adjusted to it. Because the smell is literally everywhere. Northern Mississippi. My first car was stick shift. Yeah. Yep. My father he taught us literally everything. He wanted to make sure that we weren't dependent on nobody. I mean, I had good parents, just a effed up childhood, My parents did the best they could with what they got, Can't blame them. Can't blame them. I just wish the cycle of abuse for my father would have ended. I wish he would have addressed his childhood trauma and, made a better relationship for him and I in adult years. But, there's always still time. Always still time. Tomorrow's a new day. Louisiana. Nice to see you. So anyways, just getting back to this whole Kylie RODNI scenario. I mean, it really is, there is something there. I think we're feeling it, we're seeing it, but we're off on why. And I think there's something a little different. I don't think she's responsible for Kylie. She may be. I don't know. But I think it's more in line. EW99, I don't know who you are unless you show your face. I'm not bringing you up. I'm just going to kick you. So whenever you're ready to show your face, or you can call in on the telephone. I really hope. Yeah, I just need to see your face behind the screen. I'm not going to show your face on camera if you don't want it, but I do need to make sure that you're not a crazy person. Don't ever give. What does it say? Don't ever give up on your dad. He will come around. Yeah, I have it. I keep that door open. I get judged for moving out 18. It's dumb. I'm 38 now. Yeah. We talked about, I was ready, 16. I'm done with this. I'm leaving. I can handle myself. I'll go make my own money, Dad, Mom. I got this. I can live my life better than you can, right? I'm going out there. I'm going to make something of myself. Go out there, get myself an apartment, a rundown, roach-infested apartment. Think I'm cool, living in the slum apartment with my best friend at 16. And that lasted all of like 6 months. And of course, that building that we were in, we were evicted out because the county's like, this is not suitable for living in. So I had to put my tail between my legs and go back home, and my apartment was demolished. Someone area. I said that it's not good enough. The governor's getting a call on Monday. Yeah. And not only that, but this whole thing with what they did to Smiley is absolutely unprofessional. I'm absolutely up to my eyeballs with this nonsense from Hawkins County. And not only that, but many of you know, I've relaxed a lot. I was coming out saying, this case was, we're talking about Summer Wells. I'm kind of segueing over to Summer Wells real quick. And we told, I was hard on law enforcement. I thought, okay, maybe I'm being a little too critical. And, I want to tone it down a little bit. I want to give them because at the end of the day, what do we want? We want Summer found. We want the people that did whatever they did to Summer brought to justice. At the end of the day, that's what we want. That's what I want. That's what I've been fighting for well over a year. But we have these law enforcement, and I backed off. I've been, speaking kindly about the Hawkins County. The only thing I've said was reading some Jennifer Coffendorfer statements on here where she's saying that the balls were dropped and Hawkins County continues to make mistakes. But Hawkins County is being so, the egos need to leave them. There is no place for an ego in a law enforcement setup. None. If you have an ego and you're in law enforcement, it's probably time for you to turn in your badge and go find another job. Because there's no room for that. These are about people's lives. These are about children. These are about crimes and atrocities that are happening to people in your county. We don't have egos when we try to help people. And if you are that pompous and that egotistical Maybe it's time for you to have a new profession, because clearly you have not been able to solve this case yet. Clearly you don't know what you are doing. You don't. So let me remove that ego from you. You guys are effing up this case. You're not prosecuting for the crimes that you can prosecute this family for. You look like you guys are amateurs, and this is amateur hour. Because you know why we say that? Because you can look all over this country and see how it's done and see how it's done the right way, and you guys are failing this child and have failed this child from the beginning. CPS should have been called the first time your law enforcement officers went on that hill and saw what these children were living in. There should have been an immediate referral over to Child Protective Services years ago. You failed this family. You failed these boys. You failed Summer Wells, and you continue to do so. And then when people are asking questions and wanting to know where these failures come, you send them employment applications. Totally insulting, totally unprofessional, totally despicable conduct. And whoever did that needs to be written up and removed from the Summer Wells case. And removed. Yeah, so maybe that is. We're going to be talking about next week, which I've already told you guys yesterday. We're going to be talking next week about the new theory that Mary and Jeannie have brought forward on Chris McDonough's channel. We want to explore that a little more. Maybe we'll dovetail into calling law enforcement, calling the state, what Amy suggested, calling the governor and the attorney general. Maybe we'll do that on Monday here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. So we'll probably start Monday out around 8 and probably do the calls around 9 or 10 because there is an hour time difference between Florida and Tennessee. So but we will do that Monday. So you guys, we've got another update, more thorough update on KIELY tomorrow morning. So I hope you guys are all here for that. And then Monday or Tuesday, I'm still not, I've got to get a hold of a couple people to see if they will come up here. So let me see if I can get that done on Monday or Tuesday. We are going to be talking about the Summer Wells case. I may do a 2-day thing. We may just give an update on what's going on in Summer Wells. Maybe decide what kind of strategy we need to do moving forward to help Summer Wells, because clearly law enforcement is getting worse and worse. When you start sending employment applications to people that are asking questions, that makes my blood boil. You know what? That wouldn't happen here. Rick Wells wouldn't allow that to happen. I can guarantee if somebody did that to somebody in our community, heads would be rolling. Heads would be rolling. Shame on you, Ronnie Lawson, for allowing that to happen. That's under your watch, buddy. That's under your watch. All right, guys. Well, listen, I told you guys before, I could only stay on until about 8:45, 8:30 to 8:45. We're at 8:40 right now. I'm going to go ahead and shut down the phones. We will have, if I get back here, I've got an event that I'm going to. I don't know how long it's going to be, to be honest with you. It starts at 12, but I'm going to be there at 10 because I got to help set up. And so I'm assuming that it'll be 2 to 3 hours, and I'm probably going to have to help clean up. I'll try, if I can, to maybe we'll talk about Summer Wells later this afternoon. Amber, it's Smiley Stories World. She's a gal. She's had a channel for some time. She's a gal that I met at Summer Wells Candlelight Vigil. She's been really, still working on this case a heck of a lot more than I have. I've been waiting for some updates, but I haven't been actively pursuing, like by letters and stuff like that, information related to this case, where she's still been actively looking for that stuff. And so, she sent a letter asking some questions, and instead of getting a response, which is required under FOIA, a response, she gets employment applications. So quite frankly, I don't know if they followed the law related to the whatever she was asking for. I don't know if they followed the proper law. I don't know. I definitely want to look into it. I definitely want a complaint filed. I definitely want to know who did it. Actually, damn it, I just don't have time. I was going to call Hawkins County and put them on maybe we'll do that this afternoon. I will be back. I will be back, guys. You will see me later today. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to thumbs up this segment. And we are going to keep continuing to dive. I think with stuff, there's something, you know, I always believe things happen for a reason. I always believe things happen for a reason. And I believe that whenever I stop talking about something or somebody comes into my life or somebody leaves my life, everything happens for a reason. If I can't get to a certain place for some reason, I believe something happened that helped save my life. You know, like I didn't get in a car wreck because I made the wrong turn. You know, I always believe something happened for a reason. And, you know, now there's some things just popping up that are making me question the ability of this law enforcement agency to do a good job. And it's starting to hit almost on a daily basis where I'm starting to see some things that I'm not really liking in the Summer Wells case. So I'm starting to get those subliminal messages that maybe it's time for me to look back into this. So I am going to listen to my surroundings. I'm going to listen to that intuition. And it's telling me that there's something going on in Summer Wells' case that we need to start jumping into and seeing what the heck is going on here. So again, we'll start talking about that starting Monday and Tuesday, as well as giving updates on the KIELY RODNI case. Many of you guys know I'm heading out to Idaho, and Olivia and I have discussed, and we are going over to California because we'll be right there, and we're going to go over to California to the RODNI KIELY area and see what we can do to help. And we're going out to Idaho to see what we can do to help. And so I really hope both of those are very successful. I hope we're able to do our part. So anyways, all right, guys, peace and God bless. And don't forget to be fearless.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.